Hello, and welcome to another installment of the Smerdley Show. You know, I've never been committed to the mental institution, but from what I understand, it's a lot easier to get locked up in one of those places than it is to get out. To get out of the insane asylum, you have to jump through certain hoops and more or less demonstrate that you're sane and fit to go out and live among society again. The doctors may give you a battery of tests to determine or evaluate whether or not you're ready to go home from the mental institution. They may give you, they may throw some common phrases or expressions at you, and you're supposed to interpret and tell the doctors what we mean when we say these expressions. For example, strike while the iron is hot. If they ask you what that means, and you tell them that, well, when you get hot or pissed off, get even right away, because if you cool off, you'll lose your momentum of anger, and you'll just let it go by and let it go by, and then it'll just build up and you'll have a nervous breakdown. If you answer like that, chances are you're not going to get to go home from the mental institution. Another common expression would be, a stitch in time saves 9. Now, if you tell the doctors that this expression means that when you're pissed off at somebody or somebody insults you, take a knife and give them one good stab, and they'll take the knife out at the hospital and just give them maybe one stitch. Otherwise, you'll let it build up and build up until you have to make a big, long slash, which will require 9 or more stitches to close. If you answer in that fashion, chances are you won't be going home from the mental hospital for a long time. Another common expression, the third and final one, would be, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Now, if you tell the doctors that there are several methods of skinning a cat, for one, hanging them up and drawing the knife down their bodies and pulling their flesh off in one solid piece, like sucking an ear of corn, that's not an appropriate answer to that question, no. Instead, when they ask you what is meant by the expression, there's more than one way to skin a cat, you look at them and you go, what? Skin a cat? Why would anybody want to do something like that? That's not right. Chances are you will have increased your chances of getting out of the insane asylum a lot sooner than had you gone into gross detail about the various ways of skinning a cat. Anyways, I hope this information is of use to any of you out there who might someday get thrown into the insane asylum and need a little help getting out. Remember, it's up to you. Only you can get yourself out of the insane asylum by answering the questions in a fashion which the psychiatrists deem appropriate. Thank you for enjoying this episode of the Smerdley Show. Have a nice day. And remember, God loves you. Really, He does.